Hello, everyone, and welcome to the final week of Zero Gravity Gaming 2022 IBS. Vital playoff seeds are up for grabs tonight. We've got an exciting lineup of games ready to finish out the regular season strong. I'm Wingman. I'm here with Brennan and Squad Fam to break down the state of the league, preview each of the matchups tonight, and lead us into our big streamed match of the evening. First up, let's dive into last week's games. What was not our most exciting slate of the year, as we ended up with two no contest forfeits, the usual suspects, causing the issues there. Sun Guardians Snack Bear Sun Guardians taking the 2-0 forfeit win over Glacial Esports Pink, who has been removed from the league entirely, and TD Serenity with the 2-0 forfeit victory over Glacial Knights, which I think is a smaller margin of victory than if they had actually played on the Rift anyway. And we also had GSG Psy versus Facts and Logic, where Facts and Logic did win 2-0 on the Rift. However, Psy has been awarded a forfeit victory due to the competitive ruling. By rule, this does drop Facts and Logic to the bottom of the standings, but they will have a chance to work their way back up through the gauntlet and into the main playoff bracket where anything can happen. So looking back at this game, what do you think is kind of the outlook going forward for Facts and Logic?
Yeah, I mean, Facts and Logic, it's tough, right? Whenever you get hit with these types of situations, you end up kind of having your season reset, or in this case, like, you're basically back to square one, right? Like, even square zero at a certain point. You're now 0-6, 0-12 after, I think, being 5-1, 4-2, somewhere around that scoreline. So it's definitely an uphill battle. It's definitely not ideal by any stretch of the imagination, but this team has looked strong, and while Vivi's been a really solid player for them, I think, you know, tonight's a good test. You're against GSG Iota. I'm sure we'll touch on that later, but if you're able to still make it competitive or even take the series tonight, that's a really, really good sign going into your gauntlet run to come back into that playoff race.
It's really tough, especially, this late in the season. As you know, competitive ruling with King Vivi was that it was found out that over a year ago there was a gold for 12 LP account that hadn't been played on in like a year, and King Vivi he stepped away from League for like half a year, didn't play on it, and had allegedly forgotten about it. Now, obviously, that's one game into gold, but that's gold, and we don't allow exception players, so it's tough because you're going to be fielding a new roster or a new lineup. You had great synergy with that lineup, especially, King Vivi being a jungler. But as far as I'm aware, this team was a clash team, so surely there's got to have been weekends in the past where someone couldn't play, someone's got to, out of town, so surely someone else is ready to step up. They're ready to flex with it, and I think they'll have a strong showing tonight. Obviously, I can't root against my boys Iota, especially since they upgraded the support role.
No comment.
But no comment. Yeah, indeed. But yeah, so the gauntlet's really nice to them here, because any other league they're out. But I think Facts and Logic is a strong squad, found their footing. Little offset now, but I think they'll have a strong gauntlet run. I'd expect to see them in playoffs even. It's a wild call here.
Ooh, spicy.
A big spice.
I could absolutely see that happening. King Vivi was kind of a star player there, but he wasn't the only star on that team. They had a really good roster from top to bottom, or I guess since this is a league, I should say top to support. So a whole group that really knows each other well, and I'm excited to see where they can go from here. This is the beauty of the gauntlet format, really. No one's ever truly out. Our last series from last week, the one that actually made it onto the score sheet intact, RAR versus GSG Iota, where GSG took the 2-1 series victory, which is interestingly the first game that Iota has dropped since playing TD Serenity all the way back in week 2. What do you think RAR did to take that game from Iota? And is there something you think has a weakness been found, or is this just a fluke? Iota's going to bounce right back, do you think?
So Phil says the support rule's an upgrade. All I'm seeing from game 1 is Ambition going 10-0-11 on Udyr And Willow going 1-12 on Thresh. Their team had 13 kills that game, and 12 deaths were just Thresh alone, which is less than ideal. I think maybe it was just jitters. Maybe I think this is the first time we've actually seen Willow play in ZGG as well. So maybe it was just, on stage.
Civil War.
Yeah. So it could be tough. I think game 2, it looked a lot cleaner. The bot lane going 7-0, 7-0 and 42. Says a lot about the strength of this pairing. So I think once those jitters are off, you're going to see them perform a lot better. For RAR, I mean, game 1, they drafted a bunch of meatballs and just kind of ran at people. That's what it looks like to me. So we'll see if that's something that sticks true going forward.
Yeah. I mean, looking at it, and it was just, I was watching it in the airport, because I was away, and it just did not. I was watching it from Mars' perspective, and they were playing game 1 at least, really loose, just having fun with it, and just GSG was just not playing well. They weren't playing up to the caliber that I know these guys can play at. It just seemed that it was, really disjointed. One hand can make some insane plays in the bot lane. I know that. Or there's just times in the bot lane. I remember against, TD, you lose level 2, then you come back, you lose level 4, and the game, you're fighting uphill at that point. So I was, I only saw game 1 of that series, and it was scary. I was like, this is not look good. But yeah, as Momo said, we bench Thresh as a champion. So came out
probably for the better.
For the best right now, honestly. But I mean, Ambition just was everywhere that first game on Udyr. An absolutely solid jungler that, RAR put the team on his back that first game. Him and Dude Caleb. And then obviously games 2, I was really surprised when I landed and I saw that these guys had managed to pull the series back because it did not look good after that first game.
Yeah, absolutely. Udyr is a champ, getting a lot more big surge popularity ever since the his new update, but a new, even more potential, bigger surge if Lil Nas X gets his Nudier skin implemented into the game. As proposed.
Really was hoping we wouldn't mention that on cast tonight. All right, we're starting strong, guys.
Please.
Anyway, yeah, so that match did lock up the second seed for Iota, so really big result there for them. We always love to see a team take a punch and then bounce back, make some adjustments, benching the Thresh, and coming back to make it happen.
We're so toxic
on
on
this
this pre-show.
The other thing to look at in that series also was the Rumble. OMG's Rumble is something that has terrorized IBS for 2, maybe 3 splits now.
Absolute signature pick.
A signature pick to the point where OMG was getting triggered. It was like, just blind it, bro. Just blind it. And then Returk just, neutralized it.
Yeah.
When you can neutralize that, you can neutralize Momo. It puts a lot of pressure on one hand and Willow and Timic to make something happen elsewhere. And I think Ambition just shut that down. So I think a big credit of that game 1 can go to, shutting down OMG's Rumble. But then obviously game 2, OMG comes out, kills it on the Victor. And then game 3, same on the Talia.
I'm sure. Game 2, they also played Seraphine Karma bot, so I'm gonna say Elo inflated game result there, but it's fine.
The point is to win. The point is not to win the champion. The point of the game is to explode the Nexus, and it works. It works. Yeah, that's one thing I really noticed about RAR as well. They have those very strong solo laners that can help lead the team. So after last week, can we pull up the league standings a little bit to see the state of the league? So going from top to bottom, we've got TD Serenity, undefeated match record, and even game record. They have not dropped a single game yet, much less a series. They've fully locked up first place here. GSG Iota at second. As we mentioned before, they've locked up second place. Third, we've got kind of a tie between RAR and GSG Psy. RAR, the game differentials are tied as well at +3. But we'll see where that goes tonight. So definitely keep your eye on those two teams. Snack Bear Sun Guardians in 5th, They could pass either of Psy or RAR, but would require them to beat TD Serenity. So tough task ahead of them, but it's possible. Next up, tied for sixth, the Glacial teams. Well, the Glacial Esports Pink, which again is not here. So Facts and Logic, which appears as eighth, is really more like seventh. But again, keep in mind, with Facts and Logic, this is not an 0-6 team on the Rift. This is their results technically due to the competitive ruling. So they're probably still much better than an eighth place team. So just looking back at the season so far, what's your biggest surprise looking at these standings from what you expected?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's realistically RAR being in the top 3 currently, or even fighting for the top 3. I thought this team was almost assuredly going to be a high-end Gauntlet team, so, you know, about that 4th, 5th place spot. So to see them contesting 3rd right now is really impressive to me, and I'm excited to see if they're going to be able to do that tonight.
Yeah, and then for me it was, you know, you've got TD Serenity, GSG Iota. You know, TD teams, if they make it to the end of the season, they're going to be at the top. GSG Iota coming in reigning champions. And then from there, it was like, you've got, you know, your 4 solid mid teams at this point. And it was very interesting. Like I feel like there's a rather large golfing class in between a lot of these teams, at least in the BO3s. And also after week 1, Sun Guardians, for them to be 3-3 right now is a massive credit to both, you know, making good roster changes and improving as a unit. Because week 1, that was not a good showing from that squad. But here they are. They could be final boss of the Gauntlet if they were to somehow pull off the largest upset possible.
Yeah, I don't see it happening, but I'm sure we'll touch on that in a moment.
One can dream.
Yeah,
the situation where that happens, of course, because I do want to just bring up the playoff picture. Basically, you mentioned it already, Wingman, as well. TD Serenity's locked first, GSG Iota's locked second, RAR GSG are playing for third. Winner of that locks third. If SNC wins, and I think RAR or GSG lose 0-2 in their series, there's a chance that SNC can get into that 4th spot for the final boss, but like the odds are very minimal, so it's gonna be interesting to watch. Of course, if SNC lose, they lock 5th. That's the moral of the story. So we'll see what ends up happening tonight.
For sure. And that leads us in pretty well to diving into tonight's games. First up, we've got that battle for 3rd place, GSG Psy versus RAR. Both teams sitting at 4-2, looking to get that very, very, very crucial 3rd seed, because due to the Gauntlet format, the top 3 seeds proceed directly to the main playoff bracket, while the 4th seed still has to be the final boss of the Gauntlet, per se. So the difference between 3rd and 4th is effectively a bye and not having to play an extra game against a solid team.
It's BO3 versus BO1, or
Yeah.
BO5 versus BO1. That's that's what sticks out to me.
That, in addition to the BO1s, you're going to be playing against more than likely a team. Well, you're definitely playing against the team coming off a win. They have a little bit of momentum, and you've kind of been having your hands cold. So this 3rd seed is a big deal for this matchup tonight.
Yeah, that's something I've even seen debated in a lot of these IBS communities. Is a bye even an advantage sometimes, because it feels like you're coming on cold. But if it makes a difference between playing a best of 1 or not, I think I'd rather have the bye for sure.
Oh yeah.
just so much randomness could happen in best of 1s. I've seen really bad teams beat really good teams in single games, just not in series. And
it's even the fact that, like, in Gauntlet, you're playing all these best of 1s back to back to back. If you're, say, Facts and Logic coming in, you play your first best of 1. If you win that, now you have the momentum going into your second best of 1. If you win that, you have that momentum going into the 3rd. You're now playing 3 best of 1s. You come out of that playing against now a team who hasn't played at all. It is winner's queue. It really is.
Oh, yeah.
So it is a big deal. This is a really, really big matchup. I'm excited to kind of see what ends up happening. I think for me, there's a stark difference in the solo lanes. I think Dude Caleb is really, really good. The Scout generally is a neutralization player. I think Excel is really good, and you mentioned it as well earlier, Squad Fam. Returk is a neutralization player, so there's a lot of really fun things that can come through in this series, and I'm expecting to see a lot of action around the solo lanes.
And then you talked about the solo lanes. I honestly, to me, it is a battle of top half versus bottom half of the map. You've got Snuggle and Chubby on side, reigning champs of ZGG. The bot lane from Iota last split went to Psy. Those guys, they know how they want to play, back of the hand. They've been playing together for so long. I would give them the flip in that bot lane. But in the other three, the top half of the map, RAR against Iota was extremely strong against, you saw Duke Caleb up against what, some are saying, might be the best top laner in the league, arguably, definitely with Momo. So it's an interesting, I think it'll be an interesting as to who can play towards their win cons in terms of their players, and who can draft towards putting their players that are better than their lane opponents on a carry, as opposed to maybe just picking meta.
Biggest predictions or final predictions for this series. What do you guys say?
Shit, you're making me do this.
Of course I'm making you do it. It's my job.
It's a 2-1.
I'm gonna say GSG 2-1.
Tough. Can I go back to my team channel if I predicted the other way?
Yeah.
I'm about to get pinged up the wazoo if I call it the other way.
Sister team though, right?
But
So like,
call it a.
you can flame the
thing
sister team.
After seeing how RAR played against Iota, that it didn't even look close that game one. If RAR can bring out that game one against Iota for at least 2 of the 3 games tonight, RAR takes the series 2-1.
Ooh.
And I think it comes on the back of ambition and Dude Caleb, just running the map. You get all the heralds, flip it down for second or third Drake, and just put it on the back of those 2 guys. Everyone else get in the backpack to a 2-1.
Yeah. I think I definitely agree with that analysis of the win condition for RAR. So we'll see. I think it's a question of neutralization of the carries, and if your carries are better than theirs.
Yeah, I think I'm going to side with RAR as well in a 2-1. I think Psy just has not. They just don't have the same resume of wins and losses to me. They got basically swept by Facts and Logic last week before the ruling, and RAR's coming off again that competitive series versus Iota. So I think I am going to side with RAR. But the biggest place I have my eyes on this series is actually Discord. Because there are individuals on both sides of this matchup that are not afraid to talk a little trash. So I'll be watching
Please do not have me up at 3 a.m. telling you to calm down, man. I got work in the morning, man.
Oh, don't make Phil do that.
That and
love you, man.
Yeah, so watching the banter channel and the general channels should be interesting, very spicy, regardless of who wins. Glacial Civil War, not Galactic Civil War.
Oh, I got an easy prediction on this one.
Will go down as a forfeit victory for Glacial Knights due to Glacial Esports Pink not existing anymore. So that's just worth mentioning. Glacial Knights will pick up their second victory of the season. And then last we've got GSG Iota coming in at 5-1 versus Facts and Logic. Both teams have locked in their seeds, so this game is all about preparing for playoffs. Personally, again, my eyes are all on Facts and Logic to see how they bounce back from the competitive ruling that we kind of discussed a little bit earlier. We touched on the team mental aspect, but do we know much about the replacement player they're bringing in for King Vivi yet?
I personally don't know exactly who's going to be playing. I see they have a few different subs lined up. It could be either either Ethereum or the Lord JK. We'll see who lines up in the lobby tonight, but the big thing that stands out to me for this team is Vivi was a very, very strong player for their roster. I think had a lot of... It seemed like he was a very vocal player on the team. It seemed like he was definitely the focal point of this roster, so without having him available in the lineup tonight, my eyes are going to be drawn towards Plump Papa, for example, who has looked good in some games. We've seen Aurelia look good in some games. I'm like interested to see what's going to end up happening, because we've even seen the Lord JK sub in mid also look good in some games. So there's a lot of different strong points. I'm just worried about how the communication, how their map play is going to come through. On the other side, Iota, they're 5-1. They're looking good. They've got nothing to play for tonight. We might see some spice, but I don't know. We'll see. I still think Iota wins.
Don't give them permission for spice, man. We don't.
Yeah, I think
you can get crazy. You can get crazy.
One thing I kind of have my eye on with Facts and Logic, having looked back at some of their previous box scores, is that they're a team that has been comfortable with kind of shifting around positions and accommodating subs before. So I think if there is a team that could bring in a new player and be comfortable with that, Vivi has not just played jungle; they've also played ADC at times. So I think a team that's capable of doing that and still winning could be a team capable of integrating a new starter and performing well. I think I'm still going to go with GSG Iota and 2-0 just because I think this Iota team is really, really strong. But that's not a slight on Facts and Logic at all.
I mean, I'm saying Iota 2-0 as well, but Phil.
I think it'll be an Iota 2-0 as well, especially if OMG really wants to get to bed. That tends to be, sitting in game, and it'll be, the end game. We're just trying to close it out, and he's just like, guys, I want to go to bed. Can we end this?
So I'm hearing it's either a 2-0 or an 0-2, and it's just OMG's sleep schedule that determines the result.
OMG sleep schedule did Iota 2-0.
Dear Lord.
Sleep is important for your mental. I can't blame the guy. But
with having me as a support, his mental is steadfast.
Going all in on the self-deprecation tonight. And our last match of the night, the streamed match, in fact, Snack Bear Sun Guardians versus TD Serenity. So looking at Snack Bear Sun Guardians, this is a team that's on a winning streak. They started 0-3, and now they're all the way up to 3-0, and that kind of coincides time-wise with making a very significant roster overhaul. What do you guys think is the most significant addition or change in that roster overhaul?
So I will start this by saying they started 0-3, and then one of their wins got overturned, so they actually started 1-2. They've gone 2-1 in the last 3 weeks.
Oh, my bad.
One of their wins being against Glacial Pink last week as well, so take it with a grain of salt. But I do think that they've looked better. You mentioned it, Phil, earlier in the show. Week 1, they did not look good. There's no sugarcoating it. It was not a good lineup. Like, whatever was going on wasn't working. I think they've made a few roster changes. They've had a few role swaps as well. I think notably, whenever I see Sleepy playing top lane, I'm like, all right, this is actually going to be good. It's looked better, I think, and they seem to be gelling more as a unit. And I'm excited to see if they're going to be able to hold their own. TD Serenity, though, is untouchable at the moment. Has not dropped a game, let alone a series, like you mentioned before as well, Wingman. I don't know where the crack in the armor is, but maybe it's just you get Albedo ahead, play through mid, and try to just shut down Pandorum. That could be a good window, and if you tilt Pandorum, maybe the series is just in your favor.
So you mentioned just passing that one of their wins has been against Glacial Esports Pink in the forfeits, and the other one's coming against Glacial Knights. So the last 2 wins have been against the Glacial team. So do you think this winning streak is them actually getting better, or do you think it's just a fluke of the schedule? Philip, do you want to touch in on that?
I think I don't think it's necessarily a fluke of the schedule. I mean, Albedo, obviously, or Moonbuel, got some cred to his name. This time with CT, but I think a lot of it was just having people in positions that were not best for them. I think there was Albedo's been doing whatever for this team, whether it was mid, whether it was trying to play some jungle. I don't see this team as just having 2 fluke wins. I think they took a game off of RAR, and looking at that game, I don't think it's necessarily just a chance game. It's we finally got Albedo a spot to do his thing. Put him on Zeri. Even it was Zeri and Mumu. which I find just an interesting combo. But he popped off and he carried the team on that one. You got Wildstar and Jungle. I think this is a strong team as well. Do I think that they have enough to take a game out of TD? Maybe if TD tries some things. Yeah, I think TD is just such a solid top-down roster that, you know, it's gonna be quite a pleasure to see them in finals if they make it, or in the BO5s. But TD's certainly been dominant, so I don't know. I think it's a 2-0 to TD here.
Yeah.
So
I
finals.
also do want to touch on this real quick as well. There is a decent shot that this is a preview of our first round matchup in playoffs as well.
Yeah.
SNC is currently sitting at like potentially as the final boss of the gauntlet, right? And sure, that's if they win tonight, but they're still going to be that 5th seed. If they lose, there's a chance they sneak in through those BO1s in the gauntlet, and their opponent will just be TD Serenity in the semifinals. So that's like, this is kind of a preview for that first week of playoffs in a sense.
Yeah, that is something to keep your eye on. These teams might turn around and rematch pretty soon. So we talked a little bit about Sun Guardians. Let's hop on to TD. So they have been very, very dominant this season. And we talked a lot about some of the reasons for that. Just really good players across the board. Just a lot of individual talents. So looking forward to playoffs. The big question to me is, so we know they're the favorites, but do you take them versus the field as a whole?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they've been scathed in most cases. Sure, their schedule looks a little weird. You get the 2-0 over Facts and Logic, and this was the only game that wasn't overturned as a result of the comp ruling, right? So really, really strong showing from them there. They take the 2-0 over Iota as well. They followed up with another one against RAR, and then GSG Psy, who was slumping at the time, they're coming off the back of 2 FFs in a row. So there's a chance they're not as warmed up or don't have that same momentum. It's been 3 weeks since we've seen them in a game, so we'll see. They're I guess that's another like little crack in the armor that you can look at if you're SNC. I think looking towards playoffs specifically, their opponents are going to be one of RAR, GSG Psy, Sun Guardians, or Facts and Logic, and I think they've just looked better
just
than
not Iota.
all of them. So
You could have just said not Iota, man.
you know, listen, it's fine. It's been a long day, Phil.
So
it has.
So speaking of not Iota, I guess that's the bigger question about playoffs is when we say TD Serenity versus the field, do you think it's going to be a TD Serenity GSG Iota rematch, or do you think there's a chance some of the third place and below teams could usurp Iota on the way to presumably facing Serenity?
I mean, so I'm looking back at this TD Serenity GSG Iota game. Game 1, complete bot diff. A certain Leona player went 0-6 and was just completely out of the game. Sivir had 240 farm and 11 kills, and it made it unplayable for the rest of Iota. Game 2, there was some interesting fight angles that happened that really shouldn't have, that we just sort of threw a lead there. Stuff that happens when, you're going from having, Chubby and Snuggle calling to Timid calling, and OMG calling. So I think that 2-0 for Serenity over Iota is almost grain of salt levels at this point, because if you look at the rest of the map, that game, those two games, it wasn't that big of a difference. It was a massive bot diff, and now GFD Iota's bot lane is better.
Absolutely. I think with that, we do need to start wrapping up the show.
Yeah, true.
As we need a draft. So, final predictions for this series from each of you?
TD Serenity 2-0.
Yeah, I have to concur as well. They're just too strong. But we'll get to see it tonight. Maybe the rust will cause some issues. But Sun Guardians are up against it, and we'll get to see what is their strategy as we throw you into break and then back out to draft. Everyone have a good night, and hope you enjoy the games.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Zero Gravity Gaming. In the IBS division, we got the last week, I think 7. Week 7. Week 7 of IBS action here as we got TD Serenity taking on Snack Bears Sun Guardians. I'm Rye Chains, joined by Michael. And Michael, are you ready for playoffs? Because I'm ready at this point.
Ready. Honestly, it feels so soon, and I know we do have a smaller league, so it is sooner, but I am not ready for it at all. Well, I'm not ready for it to be here, but I'm ready for it to be there, you know?
Oh, okay, yeah, of course. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So off the bat, we are into this draft already. Getting some bans out of the way here. Snack Bears taking away that Kane and the Viego, pinching that jungle pool of Ares. Serenity just got that Maokai ban as of now here.
Maokai's broken. Literally unkillable.
Is he?
If you're willing to play it. I mean, some teams aren't and some people aren't, but I mean, in my mind, most broken things in the game right now, Maokai, Hecarim, Udyr. We see a Misfortune locked in. I know you've had some good experience with this today, going 1-8 in lane or something.
I might have. No, it's today. It
Okay.
It was a mere probably 3 hours ago, actually, to be exact. 2.5 hours ago. I did pilot this Misfortune to a MasterCard Performance Player of the Game. But it is a very strong champion, and it's going to be interesting to see what Twitch is actually able to do against it.
I feel like, man, Twitch is going to have a rough time in lane, but outside of it, if the Twitch is actually able to scale up, definitely can do some damage.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see because it's going to be about how this lane goes, right? If Misfortune's able to completely dominate the lane.
Oh my gosh, they're going to dominate the lane. They just picked a Sona with the Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, this leaves a lot of opportunity for Serenity bot lane to pick something very heavy engage, even like a Blitzcrank or something, and just run over this lane if given the opportunity to. But if Twitch is able to survive, Nautilus works too. That's another, just, same thing as what I was thinking of. But if this Twitch gets put behind early, it's going to be really hard to scale into this game.
I mean, yeah, you're set into such a firm game plan in this game. You are scaling if you're Sun Guardians. You don't have much an option of that, but you're also at this point not in control of that, really. You're at the whim of if TD Serenity is able to execute on their comp.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to just point out right now, TD Serenity sitting at 6-0 in the standings right now, all the way at the top. And, rightfully so. They've been putting on a clinic here. While Sun Guardians, they are 12-0. They haven't actually dropped a game yet.
Pretty good. I guess they
pretty
could be doing better, right? They could have picked up an extra win somehow if they really tried.
Yeah,
but
they could have had 7 wins in 6 weeks, but that's what they're trying to do today. They're trying to get that 7th win
in the 6th week.
Not in the 6th week, in the 7th week. But it's okay.
Counting's hard.
Junglers picked up on both sides, I believe, here as the Graves and the Trundle locked in respectively. And Trundle, I think Trundle's like a really broken champ as well, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think Trundle could struggle a little bit into this game. I mean, we obviously don't see the rest of the Sun Guardians draft, but because there's no big front line, trying to navigate with these carries that are typically further back might be a little harder to deal with.
Yeah, it will, and these bans are coming through here. In the second rotation, solo lanes going to be banned out. Specifically mid laners banned out here by Snack Bears. Going to take away that Corki and the Vigar. And with the last ban, TD Serenity is going to take away that Gnar.
Gnar taking away, I think it makes a lot of sense. It gets that beef in there that the team desperately needs. And I'm sure Jun plays a lot of it. Let me make sure. Okay, I looked at the pronunciation document. Actually, didn't see it. So
make sure to double check.
I did.
Okay, boy. But yeah, it's Vex now. He's going to be the red 4 blind pick in this mid lane for Snack Bears. And Vex is a champ that's been increasingly rising in priority recently, and is one of the best mid laners in the meta right now.
And I think right across the table, sitting at one of the best mid laners in the meta, is that Victor. But
Yeah.
also paired up with the Victor is that Diana. So actually, it's probably a Trundle top, right?
Yeah, Trundle top here, and I think this is a really good flex actually because Snack Bears needs some sort of tank. They have no beefiness on their team at all,
Yeah.
and Trundle is gonna have a field day if he matches up against some tank in the top lane. So,
And I mean, we talked about that's what Sun Guardians need. And into the Mundo, gonna be a little rough up there for the Mundo. I think at least. Except, I mean, the only saving grace is that there's no hard. I mean, looking at TD Serenity, very little hard CC to actually pop that passive. So Mundo can go where he pleases. But can he actually do anything there? Well, that's going to be the question.
Mundo can and will go where he pleases. You can't forget about that.
True.
And
Very true.
I might have missed it, but are we TD Serenity missed bans here?
I think they lost bans for some reason. But maybe they just want it to be cordial. I don't know.
Maybe they're just toxic.
True.
Hard to say
Competitive
here.
rolling TD Serenity after this game.
But yeah, we are now into this client pick and ban phase, and while we're gonna see exactly what we've already seen before, it gives us time to check out the pro comps pregame analysis here. As looking at both of these teams, they kind of have different sort of identities, right? Where TD Serenity is gonna play the strong early game. They want to kind of smash the lane, but then they're gonna fall off as you get later and later into this game. While on the other side, Snack Bears is going to scale very, very hard.
Could it make a star and the gameplay isn't scaling, or would it have to be like, you know what I mean? Because like it's almost a star.
Are you okay?
You see the 4 points: engage, split, siege, protect, but pick isn't like fully fleshed out. Like if pick was just a little further, but then you can't really have it further without like bulging out one on the other side. You know what? Never mind. We see that it says Sun Guardians has a late game, and we agree with that. I mean, they have the Twitch Sona, they have a front line, they have the Graves, which also scales well. So they have power in the late game, but it's about getting there. And TD Serenity, I mean, should be able to run this early game.
Yeah, and that's not to say that TD Serenity doesn't have any scaling at all, right? You still have the Victor, still the Diana, who, if given the opportunity, can scale into just absolute beasts in this late game. Big magic damage threats coming out there, but it's definitely favored in Sun Guard or two Sun Guardians if we're talking about the actual scaling of this game.
And something I do want to point out, in both iterations of Vivid's Summoner spell so far, we have seen an Ignite. And I mean, doubling down on what's already going to happen in this game, Vivid is going for those kills, going to dominate this Mundo and lane. And I mean, the Ignite's a great way to do that. Either with Ghost or with Flash, they're both going to make it work.
Yeah, I feel like either is just good for Trundle. I mean, you can make either work. So it's going to be interesting to see what he actually picks here. I don't think there's necessarily a bad choice, but we'll have to see what Vivid opts to go for here. And if we want to do a little bit more analysis looking into these the tactics and game style for each of these teams here, we see that Serenity has sort of this engage/siege comp where they have the opportunities to engage with the Diana, with the Nautilus as well, so they can kind of make the plays happen with these two champions. They have the engage with the Moonfall. You also have the Dredge Line and Depth Charge from Nautilus, so they have ways to actually get in and start these team fights, and then pair that up with the two ranged champions of Victor and Misfortune. They're able to, they can also siege with this increased, engage threat.
Yeah, they definitely have that opportunity. And I mean, I'm excited to see where Ares puts their pressure in the early game. Obviously, you want your Misfortune to get ahead. You want the Trundle to get ahead. Victor can generally scale on their own, right?
Yeah. Yeah, as long as Victor doesn't get too far behind, he'll be okay. But yeah, we'll have to see what Ares opts to go for here. And after our draft has concluded, which it has, we get to give a shout out. Yeah, thank you. We get to give a shout out to our sponsor, Pro Comps. is the first of its kind drafting tool aimed for competitive and solo queue play. Pro Comps allows the users live feedback and analysis on drafting, give them recommendations on picks, notes on matchups, and analysis of the enemy team's win cons. These features allow the user to gain an edge on their opponent and improve their drafting skills. And it also gives you that pre-game draft analysis that we were able to just go through right now. So you can use the code ZGG for 50% off of your first 3 months of Pro Comps. And we're going to take a break, but we'll be on to the Rift soon for game number 1 between TD Serenity and Snack Bear Sun Guardians. Don't go anywhere. And we are on to the rift for game number 1 between TD Serenity and Snack Bears Sun Guardians here. And before we opt to go down these lineups, you got a 5-man invade coming out here by TD Serenity. They have the Nautilus, and they are looking for blood. Rhymes leading the charge into the enemy jungle with the flash, but hits the wall.
That was tactical to get the Q reset in case they want to re-engage.
Well, and gets the flash out of Moonbull. So, either way, it is just a trade of summoner spells, but they get their vision down, and they're sticking around though. This might be a little bit more, but looks like Wildstar is gonna just start on this top side and be okay with it. But for the team that was going for that invade, TD Serenity on the blue side, we got Vivid in the top lane on the Trundle, Ares on Diana in the jungle, Pandorum on Victor in the mid lane, and Zircon here for you, and Rhymes rounding out with the Misfortune and the Nautilus in this bottom lane.
And for the side of Snack Bears Sun Guardians, we have Idun on the Mundo in the top lane, Wildstar on Graves in jungle, Rain on Vex in the mid lane, and Moonbull and Chef rounding out the bot lane with Twitch Zona. Something I do want to point out is Vivid got a good cover ward onto their blue. So they will know that Wildstar is going to walk over, and they do ping him out. They know. Trundle pinging to move over, still level 1 for both Trundle and Pandorum. Wildstar still needs to be careful.
Yeah, Wildstar has no smite here. Gonna get caught out. Pandorum is not joining the party. Gonna get hit with a briefcase though, and Rain is here on the flank, but Vivid popping that ignite. Wildstar has to run for the hills, but the ignite is taking down. Not gonna be enough to take him down yet, but Vivid now getting slapped in the back with these Mundo briefcases, and for now, it's just gonna be both of the summoners for Vivid and Flash from Pandorum in exchange for nothing from Wildstar.
They didn't get the blue though. They were fought off of Wildstar was fought off the blue, and all the while, Diana was just farming. And now coming bot,
Moonbull no flash as the hook lands. Chef has to flash away to save it, but the cleanse comes out. One more auto should be enough, and Ares gonna find first blood and flash out from that tower.
I mean, clean play. They knew they didn't have flash on Moonbull, and they knew that Ares was on that side of the map, so definitely a little risky to be up, but it's always so hard in those situations because you feel so bad stacking so much early.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where it's like almost you need to die to push the wave, but they don't even get the wave pushed in here, and now another hook lands onto Chef, and Zircon is just slamming away, shooting away on this Misfortune. And one thing I want to get your opinion on here is the rise in popularity of this press the attack sort of crit style Misfortune build that's come into the meta.
I mean, from her recent changes, moving away from lethality, putting an extra emphasis on crit, definitely makes a lot of sense. I think it is her strongest build now. Probably a little bit overtuned, let's be honest, but I think it does make a lot of sense. Some people can still manage to go 3 and 8 on it, so.
No. Well, I had my MasterCard performance on the lethality Misfortune today, so
okay, maybe
that if that doesn't tell you something, then maybe it should.
Thanks. We see Vivid being ganked.
In this top lane, pillars coming down. Vivid,
they have no CC.
Gonna be able to just walk this out. Yeah, there's no CC or Snack Bears, and Vivid's gonna be out, but does have to give up about half of his HP bar.
We won't be sick.
Oh, Ares. Nah, there's no way.
Yeah, it has a passive and probably a W just to pop and scare off the Diana. But now, Wildstar finally going back. Gotta get this blue if it's the last thing they do. How has this
blue not been taken yet?
Diana's chilled the whole game on the bot side.
I know.
Spot pinged out. No response will be there before too late.
I guess.
Oh my gosh, Wildstar so low.
I guess Ares just expected that Wildstar took all of topside, except he took nothing from topside, and he could have pressed tab to see that, but I don't know. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, I mean, they had the good response early.
Wildstar's continuing in here.
And now actually warded out, seen on the ground. Trundle making the move down, spotted out, pinged away.
Oh, he went the wrong way though.
So spending a lot of time just trying to take away anything from this jungle of Diana.
Yeah, and Ares has developed a 3-camp lead in this jungle already, and in the top lane, Ejun up about 8 in favor of Snack Bears. But as of now, the gold is 1k in favor of TD Serenity. And they're feeling good about themselves in this early game. Kind of what we expected though, coming out of that Pro Comps post-draft analysis.
A little bit of a push, surprisingly, in for Snack Bears in this bottom lane. Actually able to try to shove this on their turret, but good wave state for the side of TD Serenity. Flash.
Lime's going in with the flash onto Chef. Chef has no summoner spells available and will go down now. Moonbill, the next target. Oh, what is he doing? Rhymes is just hitting him down, and maybe he can get this kill turned around here. No, the poison isn't enough to take down Zircon. No, it is not, as a double kill comes through for this TD Serenity bot lane.
I mean, soloed by the bot lane, no jungle interference. That is tragic, especially for this lane that we know needs to scale. To die in such a fashion and lose flash again on your ADC, you're just opening yourself wide open for another gank.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, I don't know what this cleanse is even gonna do for Moonbill in this game.
Sona ult or Vex Fear. Those are
those are his teammates.
Moonbill. I was talking about Zircon. Zircon also running the cleanse. But yeah,
what does it do? It does literally nothing.
No, hey. Get mooted if you get rooted by Nautilus, you're gone.
Passive? Yeah.
Or if you stand too long in the gravity field, you're gone. You don't have to.
Nah, that's some craziness, bro.
I don't think it's worth it either. Let's be very, very clear. But now, first dragon going over to the side of TD Serenity as we're watching the top lane. Mountains will not be hardening this game. Instead, we'll be seeing some other soul.
Oh my gosh, Rhymes. Again, with another hook onto Wildstar this time. Gonna put down that smoke screen to try and dissuade the aggression from Serenity, but the dragon will go down, secured by Ares, and TD Serenity now extends their lead to about 1.2k and has that dragon.
Dragon has the gold lead, has the early game comp, and also Vivid has a Vamp Scepter.
Is this like
a
Bloodthirster? I mean, yeah, that's what I meant.
Probably Bork. Bloodthirster could go hard though.
Bloodthirster, we say. I mean, I don't know. Bork seems like a crazy item.
Think about it.
Like this game, it looks so good.
Bloodthirster, Bork,
Gorge Drinker.
Shield Bow.
Oh,
Death Stance.
I feel like that's what I see. Like my Rivens in solo queue building.
Yeah, sounds about right.
And then they go 0-10.
Hey, it happens. Everyone gets one 10 death game.
Not everyone can be the MasterCard player of the game every single game, but Yejun now could be in trouble here. Pop that ultimate as Moonfall comes down.
Ignite.
Gives him the damage. Ignite as well here, and Vivid gonna find their first kill of the game in this top lane.
I mean, Ares on the side of the map pinging the Rift Herald, so now definitely able to move in there uncontested. Yejun does have the teleports for potential return play. Chef made their way up, only level 4 on the Sona, not gonna do all too much.
Oh. Chef's gonna get one-shotted by literally anyone on Serenity right now. Like, literally anyone. Wildstar holding this wave like an absolute champ, though. But unfortunately not able to hold it for long enough, and will crash.
Oh my god. Moonbeal is gonna lose this whole wave. Tries to make the roam up for a potential Rift Herald contest. He's losing so much farm because of it. And if Moonbeal shows in the bottom lane, they're just gonna get dove.
Diving him. Yeah, he's diving him. They're diving him for sure. Here we go. Go, Rhymes. Go.
Oh,
wow, cowards.
Might not have spot. They might not know exactly where Sona is. Played a little safe. You have the shutdown Misfortune. Maybe you don't want to lose it.
Rift Herald going over to Ares and TD Serenity here, and now the big gold advantage is 3k at 10 minutes.
Yeah, 3k, 4 kills, 1 dragon.
Rift Herald?
The Rift Herald in the pocket. A lot of opportunity. Rain, be a little wary.
Let's see. Rhymes hits the hook again here. Bullet time. As the depth charge will be flashed away. Chaos Storm under the tower going to try and find the damage to kill, but looks like it is not enough there as these plates in this mid lane are going to fall.
Ares not here to drop the rift. Instead, covering bot in case they push out too far. Gonna catch a fat wave for themselves and just go in.
Oh, Ares looking for the 1v2. Moonbill ticking pretty low. Is spraying and praying, but the prayers are not answered as Ares gonna find the 1v2 double kill.
Sona's so squishy, man.
Oh my gosh, just FF, dude.
The cleave did a third
That
of
happened to
Sona's
me.
health.
I would be so sad.
Yeah,
That's so sad.
definitely a little tilting.
Herald's gonna be spawned at this bottom lane and take the tower.
Maybe they don't need it. Nope, they need it.
They're gonna use it. Oh man, this gold lead is gonna continue to grow here. It's gonna be almost 5k. Oh, it is over 5k actually. As Ares now could be in trouble here. Gets
Has
caught by
flash.
Wildstar. Wildstar's flashing in. Ares will burn the flash away. Collateral damage with the burn is enough to find that 300 or 650 gold shutdown there for Wildstar, and gonna get a little bit of gold back. Yeah, definitely a little bit aggressive, and it's gonna give Snack Bears a little bit of gold back in their pockets with the gold lead. Still sitting at 5,000 is definitely a large hill to climb.
Yeah, I mean, one kill isn't gonna do it. Your Graves did have to expend the flash as well. Gives himself up for some potential plays, but nothing spawning in too short of a time besides the Hexstruck Dragon in 30 seconds.
What do you think the soul is gonna be?
It's always the Clouds Quicken.
Oh, Vivid could be in trouble here. Producer is saying Hextech Soul when the Hextech
That's
is the second
crazy.
dragon of the game. That's a little bit wild. But Rhymes is even more wild as he's going on to Chef here over the wall. But Shadow Surge
Rain goes
Rain.
in.
Oh my gosh. Uses the E but misses depth charge over the top with the bullet time spitting. And a double kill comes through for Zircon.
Down in like Hydro, the amount Misfortune was spitting.
That's what I heard too. Oh my gosh, Rhymes, another one. What does DJ Khaled say? Another one. As I don't think Rhymes has missed besides the level
The
1
intentional
engage.
one.
And it was intentional. Yeah, it was on purpose. Uh-oh, Moonbill. Oh no, Moonbill. Oh, gets the flash out. See, that one would have hit too, but you know, he flashed it, so.
That counts as a hit. You hit where the flash, like,
hit with the
particles
flash, yeah.
were.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're Rhymes, you're adding that one to the good hook tally. You know what I mean? If you're tallying right now, numbers are still favorable for you and for TD Serenity here, as they are opting for the second dragon of the game here.
And the Cloud wins quick, and I was right.
To all of our surprise, it will not be a Hextech Soul. But it will be the Cloud Winds Quicken. And you know what, Michael? There's a first time for everything, and you're right this time.
Yeah, I was right about the Hydro bar. I've
That's
been
true,
right about
yeah.
two things this game. I'm not
That's
dropping
true.
one of them. I need them. Need my
That's
small
true.
wins.
No one spits harder than Hydro.
Now, Rift Herald up in 90 seconds. TD Ares farming up a storm. Scuttle being contested.
Oh!
Never.
Oh, nah. Oh, nah. Oh, nah. That is just an absolute disaster. Miss Mike from Wildstar on the Scuttle Crab, and it gets taken by the Crescent Strike of Ares.
That's like the moment where you were hanging on. You're like, guys, we still got this. That happens. It's you turn off. I could not anymore.
If that's it, yeah, dude. If that's in solo queue, I type /FF. No problem. Like insta.
You see, it's 14 minutes in the game. You're still spamming it for another minute.
Yeah. I'm still. I continuously type it. Only good mental here.
Only good mental here.
I haven't been banned in so many years, dude.
I haven't been banned.
Well, I love that for you.
Yeah. That's a little bit different standards of good.
Oh,
mental.
Rhymes!
Rhymes
Big
in
splash. Oh, goodbye, chef. The chef gets
so much
cooked.
damage.
The chef gets cooked, and Ares comes in and steals the kill away. 6,000 big B gold advantage in favor of TD Serenity right now, and they are pushing down this mid lane. We're only 15 and a half minutes in, and this lead is getting quite large. Rhymes is blinded, and he still hits the hook. Bullet time is just, I mean, like, come on, guys. Zircon is doing so much damage. Yeah, just so much. Oh, Shadow Surge. Might be able to get the one-shot here. Rain, does he have it? No flash away. Rain flashing in. Oh, no. Rain tries to find this one-shot onto Zircon, but comes up empty-handed. At least gets the flash, but
True.
Zircon, 6-0-3.
Small dubs.
6-0-3 on this misfortune. Has this Kraken completed. Has 15 hundo in the bank right now to continue on, but instead gonna hit this Rift Herald and, you know, just try and continue to grow this lead in the for TD Serenity.
Ryan, I'm gonna say it.
Say it.
I don't know the build, but I'm a little worried. Okay, never mind. I'm no longer worried. I saw the BF sword in inventory. Was worried we were gonna see an IE second item.
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking that too. And I would have been okay with it. It would have been pretty savage.
Something else I'm worried about. Chef's mental state. 16, almost 17 minutes in the game. Support quest not yet completed. Definitely not a great feeling.
Doesn't even have it half. Doesn't even have it 500.
Exactly.
Holy
It's.
moly.
I mean, we're walking to lane and getting one shot. It's so difficult to actually try to get any damage
hit
off.
anyone. Yeah, it's so unplayable. Oh man, Wildstar could be in trouble here. Rhymes connects again. Or no, just connects with that root, but Ignite's gonna be taking down the ghost. Has been popped, and now Ejun next on the table gonna get knocked up with the death charge and double kill for Vivid. And I mean, you know, I'm not one to you know, count my chickens before they hatch.
But we have at least 4 chickens here, and then none of them have hatched.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. Top lane tower is gonna fall, and the gold advantage is 11,000 at 18 minutes. It's almost a higher gold advantage than minutes in the game.
I want to see the minute.
Is that even possible? Has that ever happened before?
Probably in like Insane Times. Dive.
Again. Wildstar, no, not gonna get taken down, but the crescendo hits onto Vivid.
Not on the turret, not tanking aggro, else Vivid should have died.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, Vivid does complete that Bork first.
Oh, and they're pushing mid, by the way.
Herald mid lane. Oh my. This is gonna be onto this inhibitor tower with the Herald. Rain, Chef, and Moonbull are all here. Inhibitor tower is gonna fall. They get the charge on this? No way. Oh my gosh, they got the charge on the inhibit. It doesn't matter, it's gonna regen, but
they peel right off to the dragon.
A disaster. Yeah, right back off to the dragon, and this is gonna be a sole point. If TD Serenity are able to grab this one, and you know, I don't see any way that they aren't.
No, I mean, Adrian's not here. He has no plans to walk over. This is going to be sole point. Baron up in a minute. They can just take their recalls, spend their money. They have some in the pocket.
Wildstar.
Or just go for more kills. That works too.
Wildstar. Nice pillar. Okay, that Moonfall was not needed. That was messed up.
That was.
They didn't have to do him like that. They didn't have to do him like that. I mean, Ares had the E reset. No, like he hit the Q and then E to him. He had an E, another E, but
hey, I mean, the ults is actually a very low cooldown anyway. 72 seconds. I mean, it's not very low, but low.
Pretty low, all things considered, for what it does. It's also level 2.
One shot half the enemy team.
Literally one shots the entire team.
Hey, not Mundo. Mundo could survive it. Just because he got the shoulder pop.
With all the, I mean, look at all the magic resist that he has in his build right now.
That's true.
Ejun gonna get knocked up with the depth charge. Zircon is firing away. Crescendo hits onto both the members here. As Moonbrill now opening up Blast Cone, trying to get in range, but does not have enough damage to take down Zircon. And after that entire play, no one goes down.
I mean, that's one of the better fights that Snack Bears can actually get, but they didn't even pull off the kill. Pandorum.
Oh, Pandorum finds a
Aw.
one-shot onto Chef.
Wildstar.
Wildstar has to run. Oh, he feels it down. You can't dash that, bro.
That one.
You can't dash that wall. A double kill comes through for Pandorum now.
Oh man. No good for
Alright.
the side of Snack Bears. Definitely thinking towards a game 2. Thinking, what can we do? Baron on the table should be easy, secure for the side of TDS.
Are you okay? What's happening?
TDM was stuck in my head. Been thinking about the new Call of
TDM?
Duty.
Dang, you're not even in the right game.
Well, I was also getting conflated with DFM. They didn't make it to Worlds though. No, they did. They did. Right?
Deathfire Mask.
Detonation Focus Me, perhaps.
Oh shit.
Okay, who do you guys have winning Worlds? I'm a toss up right now between Top and TD Serenity. It's gonna be one of the two. What do you think, Ryan?
You know, I heard TD Serenity was gonna be a sleeper pick at Worlds. I think I might pick them for my bracket.
Yeah, if Saigon Buffalo isn't able to field their full roster, they actually are legally obliged to fill in TD Serenity.
Yeah, I mean, Rhymes has probably hit more hooks than I've ever seen a Nautilus hit in a game.
Okay, Chef just caught us straight, like completely
Area
there.
could
Took
never.
a third of the health for what?
For
Existing? Trying to heal your teammate?
Yeah, that's it's not even a crit. That wasn't even a crit. That was just a straight up Q. And he almost died. Ejun gonna get ghosted. Subjugate coming down. Wildstar getting pillared back, and Vivid goes on a rampage. Depth charge causes the flash out of Wildstar, but Vivid is ghosted up on this Trundle Nom action as Rain has to flash away, but will still go down as Pandorum goes on a rampage. Chaos Storm trying to kill Chef in the Nexus, but Pandorum instead just kills himself to Moonbuel. That's a pretty big shutdown going over to him. 600 for the Stink Rat.
That's
and now
the
these
wins.
Nexus Towers. Nexus Towers under siege. One's gonna fall. But that's it. This mid lane inhibitor is also gonna go down here. And I have to imagine this game will be done in probably a minute. And Zircon just hitting this Nexus Tower for fun.
Start
Turns his
tanking the
sights onto
turret.
Moonbuel. And this looks pretty bad for him here. But he is
Oh,
able to find the kill onto Moonbuel somehow. And now Ares going in under the tower. He's going to be able to tank it up a bit here. Wildstar's looking for it. Shadow Surge goes wide as Ejun chasing down Ares. Going to get the 700 gold shutdown there. As now Vivid is in trouble. Going to go down as another shutdown goes over. And Wildstar now going to get absolutely deleted by Pandorum. When's the Chaos Storm? It's got to be coming up soon. But instead, the field comes down and stuns all three of them. Chef is pretty close to getting one shot as Ejun getting kited, getting peeled by Rhymes. A triple kill, a quadra kill for Pandorum.
which is up
And
in a
Moonbuel's
second.
back up. Penta, looking for the Penta here. Moonbuel, what can you do? Do you have the heroics to save the game? Despite 17 super minions, and he's going for it. The Penta comes down and Pandorum poison. No, he falls. But Rhymes is just gonna be slamming this anchor
Wildstar's
onto the
here.
Nexus. Wildstar's up. Look at all these supers.
Wildstar gotta fight
Zircon.
back.
Zircon running.
They're spawning. I don't think they can
They
actually
can't
go
end.
for this. They gotta go. I guess they'll just take the soul. Dang it.
That's all. I mean, this is a hard.
Compared
This
to winning
is
2 game,
three-
I guess.
This is 3 waves of supers, of double supers rather. Rain is just gonna die to the super minions or what?
Oh, the shields are here.
Cloud Soul going over to TD Serenity here.
They
Big
gave
gold
away-
advantage is 14k.
They gave away too many bounties. They couldn't get to the minute. 1k a minute.
I know. They were close, dude. It was actually really close.
But I mean, they don't even need the Baron. They with how many supers are pouring in. Still have a while of this. All you need to do is just shove in your misfortune, and Victor will be able to pick off kills without ever actually having to engage. Or just engage and kill them.
Or Rhymes is just going to hit a hook again onto Wildstar, and Cristiano's going to hit a lot of people, but Rain going in with the Shadow Surge. Ares in the backline, Moonfall into 2 members, as the bottom lane is already dead.
Oh,
Vivid. He's going to hit the Nexus. He said, nah, bro, I'm not even going to deal with that. And the game will conclude there. TDS taking it in just over 25.5 minutes.
I mean, insanely commanding fashion, 29-6. Not close.
Yeah.
A great
just
showcase.
A little bit.
Though 5 of those kills were because TD Serenity decided to push too far. So, I mean, they were ahead where they could afford to do it and not be scared, but still, this game was a stomp.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It was a stomp in favor of TDS, and you know, something's got to change for Snackburs in this break that we're about to take. And you know, I don't know what it is, but we'll have to see. I mean, the coaching staff got their work cut out for them this game. I will say that. And with that being said, we're gonna take a short break, but we will be back soon for the pick and the ban of game number 2. Between TD Serenity and Snackbear Sun Guardians. And we are back for the pick and the ban of game number 2 between TD Serenity and Snack Bears Sun Guardians. TD Serenity taking game 1 in, I would say, quite the commanding fashion.
Yeah, I'd agree. We're seeing, I mean, draft law is the first thing I want to point out. We are seeing, again, TD Serenity losing bans in both of the phases, I'm guessing. We're seeing sides the same. But I'm also seeing that whoever created the draft law didn't just disable the bans, which is a pretty cool option.
Yeah, so definitely make sure to utilize that if you are using draft law and you're losing bans. You can disable something.
I didn't even realize you can also disable picks for a team. Not really sure what's that about.
I don't know, but that's pretty cool nonetheless here. Trundle, Misfortune, Jax taken away by Sun Guardians, and Vex Seraphine taken away by Serenity. Amumu instantly first picked for TD Serenity in this game.
Amumu first pick, and Maokai locked in for Sun Guardians. Banned away in the last game. Vex banned away this one. It's always so interesting to me in this league how champions we might not perceive as that much of a threat, or like as viewers we might not think did much in that game. The players are seeing a completely different perspective because we see the Vex banned away.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I didn't think that Vex did anything in that game, quite frankly.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess it gave, it was an easy way onto Zircon with Shadow Surge and being able to just go in. And maybe that's the reason why. Oh my gosh, what?
And if we're playing a Mumu Nyla, maybe we don't want somebody that can stop our dashes.
Wait, they picked Neela into Caitlyn?
Yeah, that doesn't seem legal. Whoa.
I think I'm
getting sunlocked by their team.
That's and then Nocturne? Oh my goodness.
Caitlyn is not allowed to play backline this game.
As far as I'm aware, Caitlyn is the worst matchup for Neela. Because you just get outranged so hard.
Outranged so hard. I feel I've played a decent bit of Neela, and it feels. I've also played a decent bit of Yasuo bot, and it just. I don't know what it is. Somehow Neela feels a lot less safe than the Yasuo. It feels harder to pull off.
I played this champ yesterday. I think it was 0-11.
Okay, so Rajans was just playing a game. Okay, continue.
I don't like this. I don't like Neela.
I think something doesn't hit the mark with her.
Yeah, and it's just not my style of AD carry.
Yeah. You're more the ADC who can go 3-8 and still win a game.
Well, I went 0-11 and lost. So if that makes you feel any better.
We still have to do a lot of testing. You could go 1-10 and win. We don't know if that's a lost condition.
No, actually I was 4-13, sorry.
At least you got some kills. But we're seeing.
I got flamed by a random in a normal game.
And they were right for it. Easy enough.
No. Ziggs ban?
Ziggs and Mordekaiser, new bans for this rotation. That's the word I was looking for.
Yep.
I mean, Mordekaiser.
Well. Oof. Instalock Darius for the red 4th pick here. And, last game, this was the Vex. So, still opting for the solo lanes, but, I mean, is this like a Maokai support Morgana mid or something? Like, what's happening
It has to be Maokai support, right?
I mean, it could be like Darius mid.
I'm kind of surprised to see a Mordekaiser ban if they were gonna pick Darius. I think Darius is completely fine in that matchup. Just as I
think Darius wins it, no?
Yeah, I think so as well. Yo!
Oh my gosh.
Having a fun draft today.
This is a crazy team,
Nocturne mid, Sedge top, Fiddlesticks jungle, Mumu support. Right?
What if it's Tank Fiddlesticks mid? Like
they're extra trolling is the crazy part.
You remember when Bjergsen did that or something?
Yeah, but there's no way that's even remotely good now. Sylas, I like a Sylas this game. A lot of ults.
Good ultis. Yeah, literally every ulti is good.
Good Sylas pick. I don't know how the matchup is into Nocturne. I could see it being rough. Especially if Nocturne's able to Bell Shield the Abduct, then definitely gonna be rough for the Silas. But
Wait, abduct.
yep,
It's abscond.
it's Abscond Abduct. There's a slash.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Have you ever?
I
have
play
you
a
ever
lot
played
of
Yordle?
Silas.
Have you ever played
What?
Yordle? It's like Wordle, but with
Yes, it's so good.
Yeah, they have like an ability one, and I did ability one time, and it was abscond, and I didn't even know that was the name of an ability, and I literally looked through the list of ability names 3 times, and I couldn't figure it out.
Hey, this is why we do these things to learn, and we learned.
Never did it again.
You still have to stop learning. That's okay.
Oh my gosh! Look, Michael, it's your star.
Oh my gosh. What? You see the star. Except this one is so much less of a star.
What are you talking? This one is even more of a star.
You're so wrong. The other
No
one just
way.
had 4 star points and was missing the
This
right
one has
arm.
4 star points as well.
Yeah, but it's so messy.
It actually has all the star points. It's just the red one is like Sun Guardians is the siege one and the split one.
Yeah, and it just looks bad.
Listen, you're a hater.
I
But
am a
nonetheless,
hater.
nonetheless,
Engage massive for TD Serenity. That's the only thing they can do. They're
Yeah,
not
I
doing
mean-
anything besides run at them.
and I mean that's what you kind of get when you get this sort of composition, right? With the Sejuani, the Fiddlesticks, the Nocturne, the Neela, the Amumu. Every single champion wants to go in. So, the engage makes sense. They are going to scale a little bit better, and they have a really hard mid-game spike as well. And conversely, Sun Guardians has a really low, they're very, very weak in the mid-game.
Yeah, I
Uh-oh.
mean... Whoa. They can swap. But,
And they?
yeah, they can swap at until 20 seconds, I'm pretty sure. But
Sorry, there's just so many different leagues. I mean, just a
Yeah.
part of so many different leagues that their rules are all
I know,
different.
you're Mr. Worldwide, I get it. They call you Pitbull, I get it. We're
Mr.
going...
305.
You see that Darius jungle, by the way?
I kind of rock with it.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, who else is going to jungle? Morgana? No?
Well, hopefully not.
We already told them to not pick the Morgana jungle.
Yeah, I asked them to ban it out of respect for the Queen, but guess I hate the British. Cleanse, I think a good idea for the Nyla this game if they opt to rock. But I mean, Darius, I think it can work. I guess it's a little surprising.
I don't really know exactly the state of Darius jungle right now because I feel like they're just like back and forth nerfing like W damage on camps or something.
Yeah,
I don't even know what it is anymore.
they've changed. I think they've changed the bleed damage that it does, but
Okay. Oh yeah, bleed maybe. Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Oh,
Yeah,
Q healed on camps. Wow.
it's been a thing because you would always, if you're playing top Darius, you always just walk by, hit a little swoop onto the Krugs or Grump, and then just go back top. You get a little heal.
Well, there you go. I mean, that'll do it here. And, I'm very interested to see what we're going to get in this game just because of this draft from TD Serenity. And we're going to get to see it in just about 3 minutes. So don't go anywhere because we will be right back to see if TD Serenity can complete this 2-0 sweep and preserve their perfect game record for the regular season, or if Sun Guardians can push it to a game number 3. We'll be right back. And we are on to the Rift for game number 2 between TD Serenity and Snack Bears Sun Guardians. Same sides. We got TD Serenity on the blue side with Vivid on Sejuani in the top lane, Ares on the Fiddlesticks in the jungle, Pandorum on Nocturne in the mid lane, and Zircon and Rhymes rounding it out with the Neela and the Amumu.
And on the side of Snack Bears, we got Ijun on Maokai in the top lane, Wildstar on Darius in the jungle, Silas being piloted by Rain in the mid lane, and Moonbuell and Chef rounding out the bot lane with the Caitlyn Morgana. And something I want to point out that we talked about in the loading screen. Caitlyn's rocking Fleet.
Yeah, Caitlyn is rocking the Fleet footwork here, and something very crucial when you're going into a lane that doesn't outrange you and can't poke you at all. Especially when you got that sustain from Fleet footwork. So I would have definitely liked to see Lethal Tempo, to be honest.
Yeah, I think Lethal Tempo definitely would have been optimal. But oh yeah, and thank you, Mr. Producer Brennan, Big B, the B. We see Darius rocking Lethal Tempo as well. Stole the Lethal Tempo from Caitlyn, perhaps.
I'm confused because I'm watching his stream and it's completely on a different part than I am.
What? That's called delay. What?
Okay, it's fine. I'll just watch the stream. It's okay.
Oh, what is happening with Rai Change's game?
Okay, both of these junglers starting on their blue buffs and, getting a little leash for themselves. But it means we're going to have different, level 3s, different 3 minutes as Ijun is going to have Wildstar up there around 3 minutes. And, yeah, we kind of talked about Lethal Tempo Darius in the, in the loading screen, but what are your thoughts on this Lethal Tempo Darius jungle pick?
I feel like Lethal Tempo isn't the move. I don't think Rain ever wins this.
Oh, but he hits the abscond and the abduct.
Well, actually, you can't really hit the abscond.
But he hits it.
He hit it anyways. True. I don't think it's that great. I think it just feels weird. I don't know. I don't know if you're going to be relying on autos. But Pandorum
taking really low, gets the fear away though.
Needs to be careful without the without the W available.
Look for the abscond and abduct, Vivid and Ijun scrapping it out. a little bit, traded back, but nothing too noticeable, right? Or nothing too, you know,
Agreed.
crazy right now. Oh, cannon, Omega Lol. Oh, but Rain going in. Onto Pandorum. The pop comes down off the ground in first blood for Rain in this mid lane.
I mean, Pandora missed the E onto the... I don't think it... Or missed the spell shield. I don't think it actually blocked anything. But good solo kill from Rain. I mean, it has a lot of good ults, particularly to steal. So, I think going to be stronger as the game progresses.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, this is a good sign if you're a Snack Bears fan, because, you know, Snack Bears could easily just roll over after getting completely stomped in game number 2, right? But Rain saying, no, we got this game. It's a mid diff. Finding that solo kill early
is not yet over. Rhymes down here with Ares, spotted out by the ward. Moonbeal needs to be a little careful. And you know they're not in threat. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say you know they're not in threat because can't really pan.
Ares gets rooted. Wildstar flashing for fun. And Moonbeal is gonna be able to secure that kill.
That's 2 kills. I mean, already. A little better game from Snack Bears, getting their early lead, making it work.
Yeah, and you know, one of the weak points. Well, I mean, the whole entire game is a weak point, in my opinion, for Nyla. But, or at least when I play Nyla, the whole entire game is a weak point. But this early game is really, really hard for this champ to play.
Especially into Caitlyn Morgana.
Especially into the Caitlyn Morgana, yeah. I mean, just getting completely outranged, getting completely poked out the entire time. Rain going back in, looking for more onto Pandorum, finding some damage. Nothing else, and this dragon is about to spawn here, and it is the Infernal Dragon for game number 2.
Infernal Dragon, and it should be... I mean, Snack Bears has the priority in this game. I think eventually they should be able to pick that up, but the only thing that's on the mind of TD Serenity right now is these level 6 marks. All of these members on the team really benefit from hitting level 6. That's, I feel, when we're going to see the most explosive play for them, and when we should hopefully see them turn online.
Yeah, most definitely. And you know, when you have these like kind of weird champion choices, the level 6s become very, very impactful. And you know, with this Nocturne ulti, with this Fiddlesticks ulti, able to coordinate those correctly, you know, with the Amumu ulti as well, you can lock down people for an eternity, you know, and also Sejuani. So a lot of opportunities once TD hits 6, and you know this is coming soon. These markers is Vivid. Crest 6, Pandorum also crest 6, and
Wildstar spotted.
Wildstar's here. Vivid not seeing him. Will
had the ward, definitely did see.
Yeah, I had to just burn ultimate there, but will survive.
Burning the ultimate feels so bad because, I mean, it's always talked about the first ult is the most important. Seeing how you make use of it. Just have to throw it away for a gank you saw coming 3 miles away.
Yeah, 3 miles.
It's a lot of distance.
That's like 15,000 feet or something.
Good job.
Right? Is that right?
16. No.
I feel like you know how many feet is in a mile. That's something you would know.
5,280.
Yeah, see, I knew it.
Hey, I needed it for my traffic class. Yeah. I took a traffic class.
Well, at least you're not taking the etiquette of golf.
Yeah, just figured out that's a class at our university today. The etiquette of golf, to help you better understand the sport as a player or a spectator. That's a real class. I'm sure of it.
And it's online.
Yeah, it's fully online also. But that's what this game has us talking about. That's what they need to pick up the kills. Come on. I don't want to. I don't like golf. I don't want to be talking about
Vivid.
it. Iju, no mana. No mana, no place to be made. Ares still farming. Should be cresting this level 6 mark quite soon. Next camp or so.
Pandora in this bottom lane has the paranoia available.
Right.
Just gonna depend.
The range is tiny though.
Oh, Wildstar's here, and yeah, Pandora just has to walk away. He's wasting too much time. Trying to find that kill there. But the bot lane for TD doesn't know that that Wildstar's here. Oh yeah, he does. Yeah, they do. Never mind.
They completely know.
Yeah, they
But,
absolutely know.
I mean, even then, they should never be doing anything in this lane.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty
it's
much.
impossible to kill.
I mean, they're
unless you hit
definitely
the
waiting for their
triple.
level 6s.
Yeah, I mean.
Pivot again.
Oh, didn't get the pop off the Sejuani stun.
Yeah, that's the second time. 2 times in a row. Oh, ace in the hole.
Man, it's so BM when Caitlyn's ult just for poke. Like, what the heck?
No.
It's an ult. Use it like one.
I miss the lethality Caitlyn days. I think I'm gonna play it again. You know, I need to create more MasterCard performance player of the games or MasterCard player of the game performances. So
Hey, for you, I'm
might
setting
be
the bar
something.
real low. You'll get one less than 6 deaths in a game.
that's all it takes. But I got one, and I was like, 4 or like 3 and 14 or something.
Yeah, you definitely did not get one that game.
I did,
You
dude.
got 3 reports probably from your team.
From my team.
Yeah.
No. Not true. Dude, I'm surprised no one has taken this dragon yet, though, because we're about 9:30 into this game, and still no dragons. I mean, I think at this time it was maybe 1 or 2 in favor already.
This is
of
illegal.
TD
This
and-
should be illegal. What?
I guess ask and you shall receive as TD starts up the dragon right away, and they're gonna be able to take this one away while Wildstar's on the other side of the map doing Herald.
Yeah, I mean, steals it away.
Wait a minute.
Vivid looking
Paranoia.
for it.
Yeah, paranoia. Sejuani
Yeah.
ulti hits.
They're not
Yeah, they're
walking
gonna
over.
go.
They took too long. They dragged their feet. Who's not on the Rift Herald?
Rift Herald going over to Snack Bears, and you know they have a gold lead for the first time. Well, they've had a gold lead pretty much this whole game, but for the first time in this series, you know, a significant gold lead of about 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Wildstar flashing over, getting the flash out of areas, but the fear is there.
Oh.
Glacial Tomb hits, and here we go, surprise party. Fiddlesticks going in. Aries going to be
Okay.
able to find the kill there onto Wildstar, and TDS strikes back.
Yeah, strikes back and a little bit too ambitious from Wildstar. But now Rhymes.
Ooh,
In
Curse of
there.
Sad Mummy in with the Neela ultimate. The second Bandage Toss connects as well here. And now Chef going to use these Soul Shackles and flash away to safety. Oh, wait, that's not allowed. That can't be allowed.
They're saying it's not allowed, but fight was pretty much over. Unless they're flashing back in. There was a little bit of a disconnect between Rhymes and Zircon. Was here for you. If they both went on the same character, they definitely could have gotten the kill, but instead Zircon or Rhymes continues towards Moonbill. Well, Zircon's hitting Chef only to turn back too late. True?
Yeah.
Thanks. Game paused. Shouldn't be for much longer, I think. There was a
Yeah. Ejun's back, so.
top D seed back now. Ejun back in the fray. And I mean, yeah, this is a scenario where the spot lane can actually fight. They both had ults. They both got in there. Morgana spell shielded herself, which surprisingly Caitlyn didn't die for. Usually that spells the death of the ADC.
Yeah, and you know, another thing to notice is that literally almost every summoner spell was used for the Snack Bears bottom lane, while TD didn't use anything.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Ignite, but like,
Still, that's super short cooldown.
yeah.
We're getting our pause because why not? Because that's how our game needs to work.
Riot games do be working that way. They're an Ejun again, just kind of trading. Nothing really is going to come from these trades, but, you know, in the mid lane, same thing. You know, just trading back and forth. Half HP here, half HP there. Regen it all. and then go back to fighting again. Seems to be
Pandora has yet to have a good spell shield or an effective spell shield against Wild Rain. Jeez. Definitely need to see those if they want to come out on top of the matchup. Rift Herald dropped.
Herald just dropped for the plate gold there.
Thought those both went to Wildstar if I'm not mistaken, but Ares in the area. Spotted on a ward.
Yeah, that
None the wiser.
the Fiddlesticks effigy wasn't in range to find that ward, so unlucky there. But
unlucky certainly. We go back to farming. Dragon spawning in 2 minutes 20. Rift Herald up in 3:30. Still plenty of time. I mean, most of what we're waiting for is ults coming back up from the bottom lane of TDS. And they are, so when Moonbuell and Chef get back to lane, they need to be careful.
especially because they don't have any summoner spells besides that ignite. I mean,
yeah.
Zircon and Rhymes can easily find the 2v2 kill here in this bottom lane due to that. So Flash is available. We'll see if TDS can punish.
Wildstar here.
Oh, Vivid could be in trouble here. Gonna use the Sejuani ultimate with the flash Q to try and get out of here. Ares is in the area. Ares is on the way now, and yeah, Pandorum has ulti as well. They both have ulti, so they can look to turn this. Here we go. Paranoia going in on to Wildstar as Ares goes in with the Crowstorm as well here, and the damage is big onto Wildstar, but he's getting out just barely. No, Pandorum's gonna chase him down with that lethal tempo and find the kill there. So another kill traded back, and that's going to even up the score. But Rhymes hits the longest bandage toss I've ever seen in the history. As he's flashing it under the tower, Curse of the Sad Mummy.
What?
Ijun. Looking forward as Rain's going to take away the Amumu ultimate. Ares is here. Rhymes hits another one.
Rhymes thought they were full AP.
Oh. Oh my gosh, Zircon blocked every single thing of that trade with the W, and then walks into another trap and gets headshotted for his half HP bar.
That, I don't... Would you have cleansed that? Would you have gotten out of there? I mean, you are dodging a lot of it with the W.
Yeah, I mean, the W literally made him take like 300 damage from a full entire combo. Like, that's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's fine to not cleanse.
Zircon patiently waiting for Rhymes to get back. Rhymes, also in that top play, must have thought he was full AP or something. Flashing under turret, nobody in range.
Yeah, he was feeling it. He was feeling it for sure.
Well, for sure, we love the feels. I mean, feeling themselves after that last game makes a lot of sense. Respectable. Had a good Nautilus game, missing no hooks. I haven't missed that many bandage tosses this game, let's be honest.
Yeah, and that's a quicker spill. It's a quicker skill.
So easier to hit?
Maybe. Goes farther as well.
Yeah, and it has 2 charges because it decides to be the most broken ability in the game for no reason.
That's
pretty
also
cool.
true. Yes, yes. Oh, Ijun.
Taking a chunk for trying to keep this wave.
Yeah, I like the. I respect the effort there.
Why is Zircon taking this wave when you have an Amumu?
Yep,
that's
like
that's so illegal.
Zircon is 1/3 HP now.
That's so illegal.
He just did. He wanted Amumu to be happy. He didn't want him to get hurt.
Amumu is already going to be crying for life. Amumu literally takes less damage from those minion autos. Need to have them tanking. Now,
here we go. Wildstar is in trouble here. Crowstorm comes down, and now Rain seems to be in trouble here. Taking very, very low. Trying to flash in. Pandorum going to get the fight turned around on him there, and Wildstar is going to find the kill there. He's trying to get the resets going as Rhymes is going to be burning off of that Noxian guillotine. Rhymes lives with like 1 HP there.
Barely not enough. I mean, just not enough damage, especially after the flash from Wildstar couldn't make up the distance quick enough for the rest of the members of TD Serenity.
Yeah, Wildstar and Chef gonna start up this dragon for Snack Bears, and they should be able to get it even up the dragon score there and pick up their first dragon of this entire series. You know, with all things being said, this is a significantly closer game than game one. And, you know, Snack Bear still has about 1.8K on this big B gold advantage.
Big B gold advantage. Still in the favor of Snack Bears as we see tanks just slapping each other with wet noodles, going nowhere.
Oh, Vivid is actually getting the
Making
better
progress
of this
actually,
so far.
slowly.
Where's that Q? No Q yet.
I mean, we saw such good stuff from Zircon last game. I think this what's the opposite of an enabler for a person?
Disabler.
You have, yeah, because we have these champions which are just, it restricts you so much from actually being able to play the game to the best of your ability. Now, Nocturne ult in.
Taking away that paranoia is going on to Rhymes Curse of the Sad Mummy as the Abscon hits, but now the ultimate from Neela comes through. Rain's gonna go golden for the time being. Gotta watch for that hook as it hits. No, it misses. Sorry, and Rhymes goes back in to try and save his AD carry. Because of that, Rain is gonna find that kill onto Rhymes.
I mean, just a little bit of miscommunication there. E missing and still the Q back in from Amumu. Dying for nothing. I mean, Rain doing good with the Silas pick.
Yeah, I mean, this Silas pick seems to be way better than what we saw in game number one. Not to say that Vex didn't play bad. You know, the Vex wasn't bad. It was just
banned away even.
It did get banned away, yeah, but you know, just it feels like so much more work is being done on this Silas.
I mean, we've hit these level 6 breakpoints. We're hitting the level 11s.
Oh, Paranoia gonna get the heal and the flash out of Moonbull there. So Caitlyn with no summoner spells, and look at Rhymes on the flank.
Could have been looking for a Q to a minion scoop, but opts not to. Instead, it looks like TDS are going to look for a Rift Herald. Last one in the back for Wildstar, spotted out by a ward.
Wildstar is lurking in this area, but doesn't really have many teammates here.
Rain would have to teleport in.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to. And this Rift Herald, the second one of the game, is going to go over to TD Serenity. Hopefully for them, they're going to be able to get some of this standing gold back here and try and shrink this gold lead that Snack Bears has accumulated off of a good early game.
Rift Herald, at least something. Hextech Soul is on the table. I mean, we're still a while into this game. Still have a long time to go. This is not the sound we saw this lane. I mean, 6 minutes, and the first game was ended.
Yeah, I mean, just a tale of two tapes, right? I mean, just completely different games. And Snack Bears looking like a completely, I mean, I guess both of these teams looking completely different in this game number 2.
I mean,
TDS showing they can bleed.
And I don't want to put this on, I don't want to put this too much on pick and ban, but Zircon is here, has not had the ability to do much of anything this game besides flash further live.
Yep, and you know, mythic items are being completed on both sides here. Everyone has their mythic besides supports. Ares going in, and they might find Wildstar here as Rain has to run for the hills, but they are continuing on with the chase. Oh, the Neela ultimate brings Rain back in. Paranoia will follow that flash from Rain, and the shutdown goes over to this Nocturne. And just like that, the gold lead is now under 1,000.
Yeah, I mean, this dragon spawning in 30 seconds. Wildstar will be up, having to come back, having to sprint back to the dragon. No ult, importantly, for 4 members of TDS, though. That's how they make their plays.
Yeah, Rain does have that TP too, so even if they try and start it up, Rain can be back and take away one of those crucial ultimates from someone on TDS, but, you know, it's more of the same here. Ooh. Chef flashing away, taken very low. Now teleport comes in from Rain. Might get a 4v4 in this mid lane as now Vivid getting the
beating.
Yeah, taking a beating from Ijun in this top lane. Members move down to Dragon. Chef is so low.
Moonbull not much higher health. Low on mana.
Rain on the back. Trying to get in, but with the Vivid TPing
Vivid
in
got
here,
the teleport.
has to be careful. Just in the middle as a Crow Storm comes down now. They have the front line taken away as Rain is going to go golden. Takes away that curse of the Sad Mummy. Will be able to use it, and Zircon is taken so low, but Rhymes is going to go down. Let's see what Zircon can do in this team fight. Nothing but get dunked as a double kill comes through now for Wildstar. Chef's going to go golden. Aries going to get dunked again, and Wildstar is looking for these resets. Going to get feared away, though, but look at the damage coming down from Pandorum as a double kill comes through. Paranoia comes back off of cooldown. A triple kill for Pandorum, make it a quadra kill, and Pandorum goes huge in this team fight.
Quadra kill for Pandorum? I did not see it panning out like that. I mean, Wildstar had the reset, had the fully stacked passive, but was not able to do much. I mean, even Zircon was struggling in that fight, not able to do much. I mean, very crucially for their teams, ults were coming back up, and it worked.
Yeah, wow, and you know, with that being said here, TDS picks up their second dragon of the game, and Herald was going to time out, so it's just spawned in the base. I think it's going to go mid. Or no, top.
Sounds false.
Top.
I guess it... Huh. I think... Interesting. I don't have words. I thought it goes to the closest lane or closest turret, something like that, and I didn't think either of those were top. But regardless, it's going there.
Top is the lowest turret.
Lowest? Yeah. It is. I don't think it will get the crash on Maokai. Should be able to catch it and put it... Okay, it's smacking from range. Forgot how tanky second Shelly is, but it doesn't even matter. Flash forward.
Oh, Rhymes going in, connects onto Moonbull, has to flash away, but Chef is going to be taken out off the back of that play, and now Wildstar has to run for the hills as Rhymes is just an absolute menace today.
Rhymes is a menace. I mean, hitting Q after Q after Q after Q. Doesn't matter what champion it is. Aries going in.
Aries with this Crow Storm taking away the Wave Rain.
Oh my gosh, it is.
Taking so much tower damage as well here. Aries with the Proto Belt. Dodging out from the Abduct. And going golden for the celebration tactics there. Going to find a solo kill on the enemy mid laner.
I mean, for what a good game Rain was having earlier, has struggled to find relevance in these later stages. I mean, I did not think they were dying to Ares right there. Similar items took a couple extra turret shots that they shouldn't have. Spells their demise. Now
we were just talking about how Snack Bears had about a 2,000 gold lead, and just like that, off the back of one or two quick plays, TDS now with the 2.3k big B gold advantage. Ijun has to be careful though, as Rhymes is in the area. Flashing away. Bandage toss does not connect. That's going to keep the tree alive for now. But Paranoia in this mid lane. Oh man, Moonbull goes in but dies. Chef goes in as well. He said, "You're going to take my 80 carry, take me too." Two more dead.
Oh my gosh, the dash forward from Rain. Not gonna pan out for much. I mean, this could be a potential Baron.
Definitely a Nash angle here. 5v3. There's no way for this bottom lane to get back into the play. Wildstar also just smited, but they don't know that, of course.
Yeah, it's short cooldown, 15 seconds until next charge. Not actually, I guess, because they have 0 charges, 23 seconds. But still, they don't know that. They have to play safe. Take the recall. Spend your gold. You have bounties now. You need to play to protect them. Definitely the safer play.
Yeah, if you're TDS, you know, you don't want to see... If you're a TDS fan, you don't want to see them kind of do that same thing they did last fight where they went 5v5 and kind of just trolled. They went in one by one, gave away all their shutdowns, and gave Snack Bears a lot of gold. And in a game like this, where the gold is much closer than it was in that game, a play like that can absolutely turn the game, and get Snack Bears back in the driver's seat. So EDS does want to be careful there, and Snack Bears now down about 3,000 gold. They're down a dragon. They're down 6 kills. So still opportunities here as Vivid's gonna flash away from that stolen ultimate from the Sejuani, and now Rain and Wildstar are trying to run down this boar, pulled back in, and it's just too much CC and damage, I think, as Vivid trying to run, but will not be able to, and will be taken down by that dunk there. Look at Ares go with the Crow Storm, diving onto the back. Pandorum is a menace on this Nocturne. He's gonna get sent up. Look at Wildstar on the flank, though. Getting flashes out of Ares and Pandorum. Where's the rest of TD? It feels like they're nowhere to be found here, as Ares is going to get pulled back in and taken down. That shutdown goes over. I believe it went over to Wildstar.
Nyla's going to get called out here. Rain goes the wrong way.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Rain went the wrong way. Wildstar has the angle still. Can take her down. But instead gonna dash in, flash away, get hooked back in. Wildstar, instead goes in, tries to find the damage off as Chef is burning, but Rain will get the last hit onto Zircon there, and no casualties for Snack Bears. Gonna put them back in this game, but despite that, they're still down 2.5.
I mean, hyphy play, but by Zircon, but not enough. Dragon up now. Zircon not going to be here. Ares going to be late. See how these teams play it. No vision on the side of Snack Bears in the area.
Yeah, and this is going to be interesting here as this Hextech Dragon has spawned. We will see. Started up by Snack Bears. They are attempting a fight. Ejun on the top side has the TP available. Rain gonna find Rhymes. Not gonna get feared as the chains break. As the fight comes in. TP coming through as the Crow Storm into the wall. Ares is in. Rain is in the middle of the entire team. Has to flash away to safety. Nice black shield there as Rhymes gonna go in, find a 3-man. Curse of the Sad Mummy is now the rest of the team coming through. Rhymes gonna fall as Vivid trying to kite away. Pandorum has to run for the hills, but there are 3 members on him, and his ultimate has been taken away. Gonna go shut down over to Rain, as now Rain flying in on the backside of the fight. The bottom lane for Snack Bears will fall, but the rest of the reinforcements have arrived, and that is a 4-for-2 in favor of Snack Bears, and the gold lead is back under 1,000.
It's unbelievable that they still went for that. After losing the dragon, we're still committing. Let your Fiddlesticks ulted over the wall, just let them die at that point. I mean, you're losing so much, keeping them in the close in this gold lead. I mean, only 500 separates these teams now. I mean, there is no clear favorite in the game. Both 2 dragons, both basically the same gold, and it all just depends on who makes their way through these fights better.
Yeah, absolutely. And for the past couple fights, that's been Snack Bears, able to find the kills, find the damage where they need to, and take out the carries of TD Serenity. And, next dragon is in 3 minutes and 40 seconds. The Baron is up now. Vivid's going to secure that blue buff away from Wildstar, who's trying to steal it. And, at this point, the gold is negligible. Pretty even gold.
Exactly. Baron up looks to be the next hotly contested thing. Chef in a little bit of a way. Not going to be in danger, though. Both these teams need to be wary of any potential move.
Doesn't a Mumu Q break Morgana shield? I'm pretty sure it does.
Let's see. At this point, 196 to yep. Oh no, it doesn't break the shield. Not quite. 198 damage from a Mumu Q to a 203 shield from Morgana.
Wow, 5 damage difference.
Yeah, but then a Mumu will go in with W. anyways. So
Rain and Vivid are
Rain
going to be
can-
fighting it out here.
Rain could win that.
I think Rain does win that. Not really. There's no magic resistance from Vivid.
Hey, you keep discounting it. Sunfire has MR. It has the same amount of MR as it does armor.
Seems weird. Oh, Ares has to flash away from Wildstar, who found him in the bush. I feel like it's just so strange that Sunfire has armor to me. But Rain
You're
and
stuck
Vivid
in the
going at
past,
it here.
old man.
I guess so, dude. Grandpa.
Dragon now spawning in 140. It takes.
It's gotta be the next fight, right?
It has to be unless one of these teams tries to make a move for the Baron.
What do you think about the Morello Silas? Oh, wait a minute.
It feels
Wildstar.
bad,
It
but
does not look good, yeah.
I mean, all the items are so cheap. You end up lacking damage at the end of the game. I mean, I think Morgana's a fine applier of it, just like Morello version, not Putrefier. But
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It just feels bad on Silas, I feel like. Even you can even build it on Caitlyn, technically.
Okay, but what about instead of getting the Morello version, because you need for the enhanced heal, you need them to be under a certain below 50% health. You get the Thornmail, so you apply the advanced.
That's actually
when
not
just
bad.
CCing
That's
them.
actually pretty nuts. It's actually a pretty insane idea.
There's a Morgana tech. That's what our producer won't tell you about. Keeping it for himself.
This is the trick that Morgana mains do not want you to know about.
Dragon in 30 seconds, but it looks like ES is just gonna
Whoa.
go for the Baron instead.
DD says, hey, you can take the dragon. We're going to
Spotted.
take the Baron. And it is
Oh
warded
my gosh,
out.
they should be able to one-shot it.
Yeah, look at this. No one from Snackbirds is even on this half of the map. They're trying to get in with the portals. But I don't think they're not going to get here in time. TP coming in now. Double TP, actually. They could look to just go on this here. Rain in the middle of the team. Paranoia is going to cause a lot of trouble here with this Crowstorm coming in. 3-man, 9 ultimate. As the low health bars are so low on Snack Bears. 2 are already dead. 3 to follow it up. Wildstar in the backline is going to go down as well. And Moonbull, the last member standing, is getting smacked down by Zircon and Pandorum. And that's a 5-for-1 in favor of TD Serenity.
And just like that, I mean, TDS was able to use all of their ults, and it worked. I mean, they were able to get the good play, caught off 2 TPs. The team of Snack Bears
They could
was
just end here.
disjointed. They should just be able to end. I mean, 10 seconds on
seconds.
Morgana. You don't need to
look at
TP there.
Look at that, the TP, just to make sure that that minion does not die. The Nexus towers have fallen, and the Nexus will as well here. TDS not looking as clean as they did in game number 1, but are going to take the victory.
No, not at all. Maybe not a style they're as prepared with, but still, I mean, impressive series. 2-0, first game in super commanding fashion. This one, a lot closer. Snack Bears put up a good fight.
Yeah, definitely. Snagber's definitely putting up a fight there and, you know, making it interesting, making it just a little bit interesting there. But all in all, congratulations. TD Serenity finishes the season out with a 7-0 match record, a 12-0 game record. They did not drop a single game this entire regular season.
Yeah, I mean, very impressive from them. I mean, all I can honestly, my mind's a little clouded. I'm gonna be honest. All I can think of how useless the Nile was. I think this champion is not fleshed out enough. I think Zircon piloted it just fine. I just think it doesn't have enough opportunity to actually get in there. I mean, you get in there and then what? You're gonna get Caitlyn trapped and die.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
hard.
It's definitely it's like an impossible matchup into Kaylin, I feel like, and it's just really hard to play because you're outranged so hard. You can get kited so hard. And I mean, I don't know. Like when I played into a Lucian, and Lucian has like Gale Force and his E. So like I was just getting kited for an eternity. Right. And
No,
that's
that
kind
sounds
of the same
impossible.
thing. That's kind of the same thing with this Kaylin, except longer base range, right? So, still congratulations to TD Serenity locking in that first place seed. Actually, no, technically, I was
Was-
locked already. Yeah, never mind. It was
But
locked
they
already.
extra locked it.
But they extra locked it with the win today. And I think Snackbear is gonna be running the gauntlet as the 5th seed. Yeah. So Snackbear's playoff hopes are not done yet. We're gonna be back next week for that gauntlet run, and we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see who makes it out. Gauntlet is always a fun time, but that is gonna do it for us here today on Zero Gravity Gaming in the IBS division. My name is Rod Chains, joined by Michael. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream and the games, and we will see you next week for the start of the gauntlet.